What's up guys, welcome to Munchkins Gaming, where we take your gaming to the next level. This is Munchkins logging in to bring you another Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia video, and welcome back to another video guide. In today's video, we are going to take a look at Reno's Lost Chapter Lufenia fight, and of course, before we do start, like and subscribe if you haven't already. It does help this channel, and I do really appreciate it, and I do apologize, this is a little bit late. Work has been pretty crazy, but without further ado, let's start this video. Alright guys, as always, we'll start this video off in how to deal with the Lufenia orb, if there was actually a Lufenia orb in this particular Lufenia fight. Well, there isn't, so let's move on to how this fight works. So there are a few things that I want to highlight regarding this fight, and first of all is going to be the recast ability, which is going to be a multiple Brave plus HP attack. I think it's like 2 HP attacks you are going to be taking with this one, and this is also a guaranteed hit, so you can't dodge this one. Be careful not to get broken and all that jazz. Now the biggest, I suppose, mechanic in this fight, since there is no Lufenia orb, is going to be the Mist Wreath. So the Mist Wreath buff basically will be applied on the bosses when you reach less than 80, 50, and 30% of their HP, or when you kill one of them, the other one will get this buff once again. Now this aura will give them a brave damage reduction, HP damage reduction buff, and will also apply an HP poison effect whenever you have your turn. So this is a pretty powerful effect, and we'll obviously go through how you're gonna get rid of this aura. Now, when the boss does have this Mist Wreath aura, it is normally followed up by an HP attack. Now, you have to be careful here as well, as they will cleanse their debuffs if they use Mist Storm or Mist Breath. Alright, so how are you going to deal with this fight? First of all, with the Mist Wreath, basically you just need to let the boss have a turn. So you will have to basically eat an HP attack. So the tanks, healers, definitely going to help with the HP damage mitigation. Obviously, if you have tanks that can prevent actual damage, like say Warrior of Light, or can lower the amount of damage that you're going to be taking, like say Gladio, they are definitely going to be helpful in this fight because they are well equipped for that particular mechanic. Now, other things that I want to just throw out there is obviously just to apply those Brave plus HP damage up effects with your debuffs, or whether it's your aura as well, just so you can maintain a decent damage, even though you know, they have their Mist Wreath buff up. So essentially it is just sort of like extra damage that you can do, or you can possibly do like your normal damage whenever they have the Mist Wreath buff, and applying a debuff or a party aura that can increase your HP damage is definitely going to help you in this fight, since there is only 65 turns in this fight, so every damage counts. Alright guys, now for characters that you may want to bring. There's really no limitations in this particular fight. In fact, they are weak to the thunder element, and if you can take advantage of that, obviously going to help. Again, you can always pause in this particular part of the video if you want to look into which characters you can bring. Now, as for the cold characters, though, I kind of still the same-ish. Jack, obviously, with his ability to apply that increased Brave damage debuff, very helpful. Fujin, if you can apply, you know, enchant Imperial with that. Kral is kind of the same, and obviously all the extra debuffs you can apply is definitely going to help you in this fight. Now, if you want to be a little bit defensive, as always, Warrior of Light is a very good defensive call, and Porum can give you those heals as the same thing as with Paladin Cecil. Alright guys, now let's move on to my party composition suggestions, which obviously the first one is going to be the video you guys are seeing right now, which consists of Gladio, Paladin, Cecil, and Core. The cult team for this one is Jack, Amethyst Lion, and Kurosame, with a support for Bartz and Ramu for the summon. Essentially, Gladio is here to prevent a lot of the HP damage, and let me tell you, he does a good job at it as well, since he can counter. You can also replace him with Galuf to a certain extent, and of course Warrior of Light as well if you really want to prevent those HP damage. Paladin Cecil is here for the Light Enchant / Imperil, and of course that HP damage up. In Core, basically I kind of brought him along because I felt like I really want to use him to the most of the Lufenias that I can bring him in, basically. Now the next team that I have is going to be Tidus, Galuf, and Porum. Again, Galuf can be replaced with Gladio, which I think is probably fit this fight a little bit more than Galuf, but you can definitely bring Galuf along if you really want to. I just feel like Gladio kind of gives you more a defensive buff with those, you can reduce the brave damage and HP damage. So I kind of feel like Gladio is the better choice, but you can definitely bring Galuf along. So you got Reno, Jack, and Paladin Cecil for the cult team for this one. Support, I went with Cloud of Darkness just for the extra damage, and Ramu for the summon. And finally, the last team I went with is going to be Warrior of Light, Tidus, and Porum, with a cult team of Jack, Gabronth, and Kurosame. Cloud of Darkness for the support, and Ramu once again for the summon. Highly suggest if you do if you want to use this team to have Tidus's bursts as well. It just really helps you, give you those extra turns, but I don't think it's needed as much. You just need to really time when it comes to Tidus whenever you need to, do your extra turns to take advantage of that, because if they have the miss wreath up, you're doing less damage. So as much as possible, just make sure you can time the debuffs and stuff like that when it comes to this particular team. Alright guys, so we're finally towards the end of this video, and of course I'll give you guys my final thoughts regarding this fight. And overall, this fight is kind of annoying, to be honest with you. Even without the Lufenia orb counter, the Miss Wraith really just slows down this fight quite a lot, and it happens like 3 or 4 times depending if you kill one too early and stuff like that. Anyway, I just felt like, this took longer than I really wanted to, but overall, at least you don't really have to deal with the Lufenia orb on this particular fight, so that's a good thing. And the way to get rid of Miss Wreath is actually pretty easy. All you have to do is let them have a turn and just make sure you don't get broken too much, and you can take the HP damage. So overall, the fight itself isn't that difficult. It's more just annoyingly long or the mechanic made it a little bit longer than it has to be. But that is all I can really talk about regarding this fight. I don't think it's that super difficult. It's just annoying to me. Anyway, I think that is it for this video, but before I do go, I just want to let you guys know that I am aware of the current Tidus BT not Insetser's LD banner debacle. I'm well aware of that, and I'm closely watching what they are planning to do regarding that particular banner, I suppose. Before I actually say something, I just want to wait it out and see what they have in store for us before I go saying blah blah blah. And then, but I currently have probably an unpopular opinion regarding that, and that's all I'm going to say as of right now, because I really want to have all the information in front of me before I make anything, I decide what I really think. But right now, probably unpopular when it comes to other content creators, I guess their opinion, mine's probably gonna be unpopular towards them, but like I said, I don't want to say anything at this point. I think I'll leave it at that, and when it does come out and we get all the information laid out, I will probably make a video out of it. So anyway, that is it for this video. Please do remember to click like and subscribe if you haven't already. It does help the channel, and I would really appreciate it if you can share this video as well to other DFFO players who are struggling to beat Lufenia fights, and hopefully they can check out my other videos in order for them to, you know, start clearing the hardest contents in the game. And I really do appreciate all your support, guys. And leave down in the comments below what your team was for this particular fight, and if you have a different strategy, let me know down in the comments below. And if I missed anything, leave it down there as well. Follow me on Facebook and on Twitter at Munchkins Gaming. This is Munchkins logging off. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next level.